Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for SAT. We have been solving SAT math problems out of this book here, the SAT Official Study Guide 2020. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. Today we'll solve some problems that you will find on page number 1132 and then 1133. 1132, problem number 28. It goes like this. It tells us that the population drops by 10% every 20 years. Population drops by 10% every 20 years, not every year. That's something we have to keep in mind. We'll have to adjust for it, we'll have to account for it at the very end. We are further told that the current population is 50,000. Question simply is, what's going to be the population of this town T years from now? T years from now. So let's take a look at the simple scenario where it drops by 10% every year. So here's our N, not T. They're talking about T, which is we're talking about period of 20 years. Let's first talk about N, which is we'll just do 1 year at a time. 2, 3, something like this. And here's our population. So we'll pretend that we have a population of 100, even though the problem says 50,000, we'll take care of that at the end. If it's 100, at the end of the first year, it is just going to be 90%. It's just going to be 90% of 100 because it dropped by 10%. The following year, it is going to be 90% of this amount. 90% of 0.9 times 100, which of course is same as 0.9 squared times 100. The third year, it's simply going to be 0.9 raised to 3 times 100, and so on and so forth. Population T years from now is simply going to be 0.9. Now this is the tricky part. The T will have to, the period that has to be is 1/20th, because it drops by 10% every 20 years. So the first period is 20 over 20, the next period is 40 over 20, third period is going to be 60 over 20. It's not every year, it's every 20 years. So instead of being 1, 2, 3 in this scenario, it should have been 20, 40 and 60. 60 over 3 would give 60 over 20 would give us 3, 40 over 20 will give us 2, and so forth. That's why we need the 20 at the bottom there. That's it. And now the last adjustment we have to do is that we're not starting out with 100. We are told that the current population is 50,000. So we just multiply by 50,000. There you go. That's our answer. T over 20, 0.9 raised to T over 20 times 50,000. And that is answer choice D. Let's look at the next one, number 29. Number 29 on the next page involves writing a whole bunch of things. We have no choice but to write everything because this is what we are told. We are told that there are 5 times as many right-handed female as there are left-handed female, which makes sense because right-handed people are more prevalent, more common than the left-handed people. Let's erase this thing beneath the room. We are further told that there are 9 times as many right-handed males as there are left-handed male. Question is this: what are the odds? What are the odds that a right-handed student selected at random, which is important, at random, is female? Is female. This is what is known as conditional probability. It is a conditional probability because the condition here is that we can pick one person at random only among the people who are right-handed. And the question is, if we were to pick one person at random among those people who are right-handed, what are the odds that a right-handed student selected at random that turns out to be a female? And this is what we're given. It's female, male, left-handed, right-handed, X. Actually, they don't give us anything. Let's not put anything here. 18 and 122. That is all that is given to us. So if you want to do it on your own, you could pause the video at this point and try to do it yourself. So what we are told here is that we have altogether 18 left-handed people, altogether 122 right-handed people. Some of them are male, some of them are female. And the question simply is, what are the odds that if you were to pick one person out of these 122 people, which is the right number of right-handed people, what are the odds that a right-handed person selected at random turns out to be a female? Let's find out, shall we? Let's begin. If you want to do it on your own, pause the video and try to do it yourself. I'll give you a second to pause and unpause the video. Let's begin. We are told that there are 5 times as many right-handed people. So if we have X number of left-handed female, then we have 5 times as many right-handed female. Similarly, if we were to say that we have Y number of right-handed males, then we are further told that there are 9 times as many left-handed male rather. Then we are told that there are 9 times as many right-handed male. Right here, right-handed male, 9 times as many. There you go. It's very straightforward. We already know that we are picking out of 122 people, and we want to pick. What the question is, what are the odds that the person picked among those 122 people who are right-handed people? What are the odds that that person is a female? Well, we have 5x female. It's just 5x over 122. All you have to do is find the value of x. How do we do that? It's right here. It's very simple. We have two very simple linear equations. The first linear equation is x plus y is equal to 18. The second one is 5x plus 9y is 122. We solve for x and y, and that's all. Once we have the value of x, it's just 5x over 122. Let's do it together. So here is our first equation, x plus y is equal to 18. Here is our second equation, y plus 5x plus 9y. 5x plus 9y is equal to 122. And we just have to solve for x and y. Let's take this equation and multiply it by 5. Let's take this first equation and multiply it by 5. So we'll end up with 5x plus 5y times 5 times 180. But we know 10 times 180 is, we know 10 times, not 180, 5 times 18 rather. We know 10 times 18 is 180, therefore 5 times 18 should be 90. Let's subtract this bottom equation from the first equation. Change the sign. There you go. Positive 5x and a negative 5x will drop out. That was the whole idea. 9y minus 5y is going to give us 4y. And here we get a 2. 12 minus 9 is 3. There you go. So y is equal to 8. If y is equal to 8, then x must be 2. Why? Because we know that x plus y is 18, not 10. X plus y is 18. So if y is equal to 8, then x must be 10. Very good. If we had used another equation, we could have gotten out of that one too, but that one is more complicated, it's more work involved. So there you go. That's what we have done. X is equal to 10. X is equal to 10, that means this is 50. We're looking for 50 out of 122. The question was this is how we write the question. What are the odds? What's the probability that if we were to pick among the right-handed people, that's the condition, that's why it's called conditional probability. What are the odds that if we were to pick among the right-handed people, that person chosen at random is female? And the answer is simply, we have 122 right-handed people altogether, 122 people right-handed, out of which 50 of them are female. And we just sort of figure out what that is in terms of decimal. Let's do it on the top here. I'm going to pick up speed here, I'm going too slowly. 50 over 122, 50 over 122. Okay, stay with me in the story. Stay with me in this story, is very important. I'm going to approximate as 50 over 120 instead of 122. Zeros right out, and we just have to find out what 512 is. Let's find out what 512 is. Here we go. We know that 1/3 is about, well, instead of putting about, let's put down the exact value. We know 1/3 is exactly 33 and 1/3%. Okay, as I said, stay with me in the story. Again, I'm going to approximate that as 32%. It's okay if you approximate. There is nothing wrong with it. There is nothing there. It's nothing in the exam that requires you to sit there like a geek, like a nerd, like a freak, and reach for the calculator every 3 seconds. It's okay. Take some liberties. So here we go. If 1/3 is about 32%, that implies in turn that 1/6 should be approximately half of that, which also implies that 1/12 should be approximately 8%. This is just an approximation, which is 5. If 1/12 is 8%, 5/12 must be 5 times 8%. It should not be equal sign, it should be approximately 40%. We're looking for 0.4. We're looking for one answer choice that is about 0.4. And if you look at the answer choices, there is one answer choice only, which is A. Why A and why not 35% or 36%? Because approximating is fine and dandy, as I always tell you, as long as you understand what it is that we are doing. Are we underestimating or are we overestimating? We are here underestimating. We are underestimating because in reality 1/3 is 33 and 1/3%. We pretended it was 32%. So this number that we see, 1/12, is not actually 8%. It's more than 8%. That's one reason. The second reason why we are underestimating is because this is 50 over 122. We're counting as 50 over 120. You understand? Therefore the answer is 40%. Let's do the next one. Number 30. Number 30, we are told that 3x plus b is equal to 5x minus 7. We are further told that 3y plus c is equal to 5y minus 7. And we are also told that b is c minus half. This is how it appears in the exam, in words. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to convert this into equation. b is, which means equals, c minus 1/2. Now we're not interested in what b is equal to. Here we have a b and here we have c. When we combine the two equations, there are only two possibilities. Obviously, we're not going to sit there and try to multiply this equation by that equation or divide one equation by the other. That'll be bloody stupid. We only have two choices. Either we add the two equations or we subtract the two equations. So listen carefully. If we were to add the two equations, we'll end up with b plus c. There is no way we can get a b plus c out of this thing. but we can get b minus c. If you bring the c here, we get b minus c is equal to negative 1/2. Now we are getting someplace. Now we are getting someplace because we can get b minus c out of this one by subtracting second equation from the first one. This is plus becomes minus. There we go. 3x minus 3y. 3x minus 3y. Let's keep this separate. Here we go. b minus c. We're going to get this here. And on this side, negative 7 and a positive 7 is going to drop out. I forgot to change the sign there. And we end up with 5x minus 5y. 5x minus 5y. Let's continue. Bring the 3 outside. Actually, let's not bring the 3 outside. Let's define a new variable. Let z equal to, let's take the 3 out first. 3 times x minus y plus b minus c, which is negative 1/2, equal to 5 times x minus y. Now, just to make it easier for us, let's define a new variable. Let z equal to x minus y. We're going to define a new variable, x minus y as z. So this becomes 3 times z plus negative 1/2 equals 5 times z. Let's continue here. Let's continue this equation right here in terms of z. So we have 3 times x minus y. X minus y we are defining as z. So we have 3 times z plus a negative 1/2, which is simply negative 1/2, equals 5z. Bring the 3z to this side and we'll end up with, if you bring the 3z to this side, we end up with 2z equals negative 1/2. Solve for z and we end up with z is equal to negative 1/4. And now we can go ahead and substitute our z back to what it was, x minus y. X minus y is equal to negative 1/2. And now we are ready to look at the answer choices. Now we are ready to look at the answer choices. As you look at the answer choices, it says x is y minus a quarter, x is y minus 1/2, x is 1. In other words, we have to separate the x. Let's separate the x here. Bring the y to the side, we end up with y minus 1/4. There you go. Oh, there you go. I believe the very first one is the right answer. The very first one says x is y minus 1/4. There you go. Y minus 1/4. The answer is A. The answer is A. That was the end of number 30. As we turn the page, on the following page, we have some grading problems. 8 of them. We'll tackle those tomorrow. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, if you wish to get hold of me, if you would like to work with me, if you would like me to help you get you ready for the exam, for the math portion, for the vocabulary portion, or for the grammar portion of the SAT, you can reach me by sending me an email at keshwaniprep.com. keshwaniprep.com. Send me an email and we'll talk some more. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.